Hi, it's Kasia here, the girl behind the Crafty Mummy. I am here today to tell you a little bit about how to start selling crafts. I often get asked on Facebook, on my Facebook page, how do I started selling crafts and what's the right way to go about it. And I may not be always right, and I don't know everything, but I've learned and experienced things, and I've made mistakes and errors, and if you can learn from what I have learned, that'd be great. So I've picked one question for today, the one that I actually get asked probably the most, and it's the how to start selling crafts. And I live in Ireland, so it mainly be based on my experience selling crafts in Ireland. But now, since I've also started selling on Etsy, I will make more videos on how to be successful or be seen on Etsy, the SEO engine, and all that. But I'll start with one simple question for today: how to start selling crafts. First, and the main thing is you need to find your niche. So you need to know what crafts you want to be selling. You can obviously go and be another person selling candles or making wooden plaques, signs, or anything like that, but you just need to find your own twist to it. It has to be your niche, so don't copy anyone. Make sure you actually love what you're doing and that there is market for it. So it's not that you're just making it, you're liking it, your friends liking it, and your family, but if you go out there, no one is actually willing to pay for it. And I don't mean that they can go to shop and get the same item for cheaper price, because that's not the problem here. People who are about to spend money on handmade items won't care that the same, or not the same, similar looking item will cost half the price that it costs in the shop. They will spend the money on your product if it's really worth it. And you don't worry about the customers who want, because you really want to be getting the ones that do believe in handmade and they know it costs more because there's a lot more work behind it and there's love put into it and all that. So the first thing is find yourself a niche. Don't copy anyone. Make sure your items are unique or different. And even if, as I said, if you're making, like I'm making fabric necklaces. If you Google fabric necklaces, you'll probably find something similar to mine, but you won't find the same, only because I put pom-poms to mine or I add tassels to them. So they are slightly different to the ones that are available out there at the moment. So at the moment of the time you're deciding what to sell, make sure your item is unique or there's something different to it that nobody else is doing. That's what I think will succeed. There has to be something slightly different to what everybody else is doing, and if you are lucky enough and if you come with an idea that's totally different to what everybody else is doing, then it's yours. It'll come, the sales will come, everything will come just right after it. Just research the market, research the internet, Pinterest, Etsy, go to local craft markets, see what people are selling, which stalls are busy, which are not, and just give it a go. Come home, try, make, test, ask your friends, family if they like it, if they would be willing to pay for it such and such price. Just test it and see how it goes. If you are already in selling crafts and you're not happy about the way it's going, it's happening, the same, you need to find yourself a niche. It's probably a great product and you're probably doing a great job, but there is just, it's not as unique to make people spend the extra money on it, while they can get something similar mass produce in the shops, which, you know, we have to kind of compete with. I could just tell you that whatever you're making is amazing, and in a few months or a few years time you'll be making a living out of it and it'll be all great. But we all know it's not that simple, and we really need to find a niche or a uniqueness about your crafts that will get you there. because the competition is so big at the moment, it's really hard to break through with a similar item that's already out there. And when someone builded a brand for the product, or they well known in the area or in the country, it will be really hard to get there on the top, and you will always be the second or the fifth or whatever, and it will give you extra hobby money, but it won't give you a living. Like, if you are making your crafts as a hobby, it will only bring you hobby money. So what I mean by that is, you really have to work on it a lot. Work on it every day, work on your social media, work on the product, change it, adjust it to different seasons, time, people, listen to your customers, and you have to work on it and work on it. Because if it's only an hour or 2 hour a week you doing it because you like it, you know, that will only bring you a hobby money. But that's great as well. It can bring you hobby money if you're working and you're happy in the place you are. That's fine. I cannot stress how important it is to take amazing pictures. And I don't mean professional pictures with DSLR cameras or a really professional gear. All you need is your phone. I use iPhone 5. I used to use iPhone 4, and I had iPhone 5 before, iPhone 3 before I was selling autocrafts a few years ago, and it worked great. All you need to do, and I swear that's all you need to do, is take pictures in the right lighting, not the lighting in your house, but the actual bright daylight. Pull the blinds up, have your product set just beside the window, but not in the dark sunlight as well. If there's a really bright sunlight, put the blinds down, it'll help. And test it. Plain background will be great. What I find great is wrapping gift paper, and it can work as a background, and it will only cost you like €1 or €2. Polka dots are always great. Small tiny polka dots, don't make it too busy, don't put extra things around it, just make it plain. Put your product and try and test and take pictures from different angles, and I swear I know it will work, because it works for me great, and I have nothing else. I don't use professional cameras or anything like that, so it will work, I promise, and it will look really professional. If you keep practicing, you'll get there. Now you've got the super extra niche product, and it's amazing, and people, your friends and family loves it. You've set up a Facebook page, you have your Instagram, and don't forget about Instagram. It's so important. Instagram brings a lot of traffic to my Etsy shop, and it's a great place to sell outside the country you're living in. Like for me, Ireland is not the biggest country in the world, and there's only certain type of customers I'm aiming or I'm targeting. So actually most of my sales come from States and UK and Scandinavia. So if I wouldn't be on Instagram, with the way Facebook works at the moment, that some of you probably know, when you put up a post, you have 500 likes on your page and only 20 or 100 people seen it. So with Instagram, it is changing a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit more tricky now as well. But still, with right tagging, I'll get to that in another video as well. But with the right tagging and with the being consistent and working on it, only maybe 10 minutes a day, you can really get sales out of it. And I know how to do it, and I'll tell you about it, but we'll get there another time. So let's say, back to what I was saying, you have the amazing product, and then you have your social media, and you've worked on all the small bits around it. Another thing you need to remember, if you set up a Facebook page or an Instagram account, it probably won't be noticed by users if you want interact and if you want engage. So to start off, obviously ask your friends and family to give you likes. I personally have never paid Facebook on my blog or on my necklaces page for marketing. It really annoys me the way it works now, and I'm kind of rebelling as well at the same time. Some days when I see the engagement is really low, I'm so tempted to click the marketing, the ad, and bust the post or the picture I've put up. But because I'm so annoyed with Facebook the way it works, I'm kind of rebelling, and I don't want to pay them. I really want to try everything and everyone before I will actually have to make the decision and go out and pay them. But paying isn't, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it'll give you an engagement, and the post will reach a certain amount of people, but probably the next post you put up, and if you won't pay, it'll be gone, and it's very disheartening as well. So try engaging with people as much as you can. Invite people to like your page. Go visit another crafters pages. Leave a little comments. Ask them to come back and see your product. Definitely join groups on Facebook that are related to your craft. Generally crafts pages, crafts groups. There's loads of handmade supporters out there, and people that know that you're struggling, and they will come and say hi and leave like and stuff like that. Do giveaways from time to time as well. It's not a harm, and it does bring a lot of traffic to your Facebook page as well. Search for pages like Hikes Those Likes. There is Hikes Those Likes Marketplace, and there is Hikes Those Likes for Ireland as well. They're really good to help small businesses to get out there. They're trying to beat the Facebook marketing strategy, which is great as well. When you comment on their pictures and on their threads, they'll direct people to go and follow your page and things like that. There could be a few more things I will add to it, but for now, not to make the video too long, and also it's one of my first speaking videos, so not to stress too much. The last and the most important thing you need to remember about is be confident and believe in yourself, and if you do, everybody else will follow. And it's not a cliche, I promise it works. You just have to be consistent, patient, and work hard, and it will all pay off. I couldn't finish this video without mentioning craft markets. They can be a great way of testing if your product is the right product. Obviously, don't get disheartened if you go to a market and you don't sell, you only sell 2 or 3, and you don't even make enough to pay for the stall, the table you've rented. That's fine, it happens. It's nothing, it doesn't always say that your craft is wrong. I wouldn't say that. Go to another one and see if it's slow flow of people. Definitely doesn't mean anything. Or maybe if you're at a market where mostly vegan people come, and vegetarians, and all the hippie and boho style people come, and you are selling like frames for weddings, maybe that's not your right market. You're not the target market. With my necklaces, I can go to places like that because they're made of recycled fabrics and stuff like that. But if you're selling wedding items, you should kind of target for people who are young and are about to get married, or there are venues and events for people that are planning weddings. So you have to target for them, these markets. But going to market's a great idea to test if your product is, if people like it. Even if they won't buy, they will tell you what they think, and I swear they will tell you. It happened to me many times that I heard bad things about my crafts, and it did make me upset for, not a few minutes, but a few days or weeks after it. But it made me learn what people are actually looking for. So I came home, and instead of crying, I just redo. I tried again, and different, twist to it, and it worked. And then I went again, and I had markets in past where I sold out on my products, not the necklaces, because I've only started with the necklaces going to markets. I went to a few at the beginning of it. It didn't work for me well. I'm going to another one now, but if I know a bit more about that, I'll tell you. Now remember to believe in yourself and don't get upset for what people say, because not everybody is a fan of crafts, and you have to understand that as well. So to wrap this up quickly, once you've found yourself a niche, you love what you're doing, what you're making, you have to. You have amazing pictures, you set up the social media, you interact with the other pages with people, you go out there to markets or whatever places, or find craft shop that could stock your items, and so you are technically there and you're expecting the money to come. Don't be patient, and everything will happen in its own time. Give it a time, believe in yourself, and I swear it will happen. Hope you found at least one of my tips useful, and I am planning to make more videos like that on how to engage on Facebook and how to make sales through Instagram and how to be successful or on Etsy. I'm not saying I'm super successful and I know everything, but I have learned things and I'm happy to share them with you. And if there will be one person that will benefit from that, I'll be so happy. And I know some of you are struggling, because I do get messages on my Facebook, and I'm always happy, and if I have the time, I do reply and I help you. So if there is anything you want to ask me, a Q&A video would be great as well, question and answers. So if there's anything you want me to touch on, I'll do it. For now, thanks a million, and see you again.